So I'm going to ask and try to make sense of what ethnicity, culture, tradition, and race truly mean.
Happiness hit her like a train on a track.
She told me that I have to make sense of these topics, these ideas that have filled the brains of little ones since they notice that you are black and I am white, that they are yellow, red, and brown. These differences all impact our lives because of the obvious, the amount of melanin that is present within our own paper-thin layers of skin. Color dictates race. They say that physical features dictate race, but we know that is a load of crap because there are so many beautiful features that cross the borders of skin tone. Tall Bear says they want our DNA to make the perfect ethnic. At least, they want yours. They don't want my white skin. Let us shatter the illusion that is race, for before we touch ethnicity, culture, tradition, we must first break the bonds of something that has caused great discussion around the world. Omi and Winant say that race is an idea, a concept, a thought that causes social conflict and controversy simply by looking at different human bodies. We learn from Omi and Winant that race is arbitrary. Biologically speaking, we have our DNA, makes up a gene, makes up an allele, makes up a genotype, makes up a phenotype, which is the physical expression of that gene. The physical expression of that gene that makes you beautiful. Race is usually conceived as a problem, but to make sense of it, race is something that is truly arbitrary. Racialization is the problem of assigning an arbitrary characteristic racial meaning. Instead, race is what makes us different, unique, beautiful, individuals. Race is what makes us us, and truly beautiful. So the connotation of an ethnic group, according to William Peterson, is that its members are at least latently aware of common interests. Despite the difficulty of determining at what point people become a group, that is the point at which coherence becomes established, it is important to retain the fundamental distinction between a group and a category. Also, stereotypically, ethnicity is the box that you check on your government form saying that you are white, black, Asian, Latino, Hispanic, and incidentally there is no Native American box. And if you are African American, which is what they have, what separates you then if you are black but you're not from America?
Cool. And what does ethnicity mean to you?
Ethnicity to me means more of where your roots are from, not necessarily where your routes have taken you. I guess if we're going to talk in terms of the class, like my roots are from Greece, but my routes, and not necessarily my own, my ancestors' routes have brought us to America, so that's where I'm right here in Michigan. So the routes have brought me here to Michigan, and in terms of like real or imagined, like I've said in most of my responses that my real home is in Greece, where my family comes from. And then my imagined home, I guess, is anywhere that my family's love is, because no matter geographically where it is, the love is what's always gonna bring me home.
Your heritage, your ancestors, where you're from, maybe not you specifically, but like your people.
Do you think that has anything to do with your real or imagined home?
I mean, when I think of my home, it doesn't relate to my ethnicity. Ann Arbor's not really an ethnicity, and that's what I think of as my home, and that's not even where I was born. Mm-hmm. So my home, I think, is definitely pretty disconnected from my ethnicity.
Ethnicity means race, definitely has a part into it. And with that comes culture, and within culture, like ways of living and whatnot. Specifically to me, sorry. Ethnicity in my life has been a huge thing, obviously. Just the way that my family and I have lived our lives. Having undocumented parents, and ethnicity definitely tied into that. has been challenging at times, and with ethnicity and race, there's oppression that comes with it, and this is in the systems that we live in. So having that experience, and I think that it all relates together.
What is culture? When I think of culture, I think of a manifestation of tradition or beliefs of certain peoples. Culture in my own life. What comes to mind is sitting at a dinner table on a Sunday eating pasta with my family.
So, what does culture mean to you, and how does it apply to your life?
I don't have a strong sense of connection to like my culture in terms of like where my family's from and stuff. Like I know that a lot of my family is German, but I don't do a lot related to the German culture. So what I think of as kind of my culture is the way that my family and my extended family kind of how like our family's culture, and that makes sense, which isn't like, you know, related to our heritage or anything, but just kind of how we interact with each other and how we have little, like, you know, things that we do and that make us our family. So I guess that's.
What are some traditions that you practice within your family? And it doesn't have to be from like a specific culture.
Yeah. We have a lot of like foods that we have at like all our gatherings. Like we have Grandma Laker's spaghetti sauce, which is my dad's mom's spaghetti recipe that we like all have. Like specific cookies that we always eat at Christmas, things like that. We play a lot of games. I don't know if that like counts to most people as a tradition, but like whenever we hang out, my intimate family, like my nuclear family and my extended family, always playing games. Yeah, just things like that. We talk about like politics and things. I don't know. We like to spend time together and laugh and do fun things and eat a lot.
Julie.
So individually, my own culture is that of like the Greek heritage, and that would include like the Greek food, the Greek dancing. Actually, my own religion is embedded within my culture because I think Greek culture is very specific to the land and the region, and most Greeks, from what I've seen and interacted with, are Greek Orthodox Christian, and so that's a big part of my own life and my own culture. And within my own family, like, we all practice this same culture, and we all do the traditional Greek dancing at Greek festivals in the summer. My mom makes a lot of Greek food, and the fact that we have the religion overlapping throughout the year, it relates to like Christmas and Easter, so we go to church. And also the Greek language as well is prominent, not so much in our own nuclear family. I see myself speaking it more when I go over to my mom's side of the family, but that's because of how she was brought up. So I think that it's very present in my life. Like, we go to Greek camp every summer, and I think it is a big part of who I am.
Sure.
Specific traditions. Well, currently we're trying to make our own now, because whenever we've been little, it's always been go to grandma's house, go to grandpa's house. Mom and dad's side, one tradition is that for each holiday every year we switch. So like, if we go to my dad's side for Thanksgiving, we go to my mom's side for Christmas, etc., etc., etc. Another tradition that we have, I don't know, family dinners. Family dinners are definitely a huge tradition. It's weird when we have to have a rushed dinner. We usually sit down, take our time. Like, dinner takes like an hour, hour and a half usually. Some families that I know, they just like sit down or grab what they want, go off to different corners of the house. But we stay in our own little nook in the kitchen. Other traditions that are not specific to Greek culture would happen to be the fact that we play a lot of music together. We're a musical family. My brothers both play piano. Both of them sing. I sing. My sister, you know, she's getting there. Man, more tradition. I don't know. Dr. Gómez said that you could use tradition to survive, and I guess I'm still trying to figure that out, because you implement new traditions, and I guess you can see that through the new traditions that I guess like my own family is starting to make. Like, we're starting to implement our new ones, so we aren't going to the in-laws or to Grandma and Grandpa's house for dinner for Christmas. Instead, we go to church that night, and then we eat dinner afterwards, and then we wake up in the morning, open our own presents, and create memories together as a family too. So yeah.
So Paris to China to Colorado. Sometimes it's airplanes you can't jump out. Sometimes bullshit that don't work now. We got our stories. Please tell me what there's to complain about.